time is 12 o'clock midday.
The news on Favour FM 96.3.
Blessed afternoon, our dear listeners. Welcome. This is Favour English News with me, Richard Dowd. Let me start with the headlines. Concerns over emergence of a new Juba Nimble checkpoints. East Africa Community launches a trade watchdog for South Sudan. And second, Democratic Republic of Congo city falls to M23 rebels. This is Richard Dowd, and now the news in details. Passengers traveling along the Juba Nimble Highway have raised concerns over the emergence of new checkpoints, despite previous resolutions by governors to remove illegal checkpoints across the country. The travelers report that security forces at these checkpoints are demanding money from drivers and conducting searches of passengers and their belongings, actions they say violate official orders. Last year, a forum of governors resolved to ban all illegal checkpoints nationwide. However, the order has yet to be fully implemented, as numerous checkpoints remain operational along major roads. In December, a lawmaker representing the SPLM-IO constituency in Torit County raised similar concerns about illegal checkpoints in Himodong Payam, Torit County. Achan Jennifer, a passenger in Nimule, said week that approximately 50 checkpoints have been set up along the Juba Nimble Highway, with security forces using locks or stones to stop vehicles. She claimed that forces at these checkpoints collect money from drivers and trucks, but could not identify which military units were responsible. Jennifer described the new checkpoints as direct violation of the Governor's Forum resolutions and called for their immediate removal. She added that the frequent stops not only delay travel but also hinder passengers with urgent needs, such as those requiring medical attention. Calm has returned to Yambio town, the capital of Western Equatorial State, on Friday. Yambio and surrounding villages were gripped by panic after former Governor Alfred Futuyo Karaba fled into the forest following his dismissal in a presidential decree earlier last week. A resident of Yambio, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said the town has seen a return to normalcy after peace agreement parties including SPLM and SPLM-IO met to ease tensions. Following General Alfred Futuyo Karaba's removal as governor, his house was attacked, prompting him to flee to his cantonment area in Rangu, which was later captured by the SSPDF, according to the reports. Parents in Western Equatorial State have expressed growing concerns over the escalating cost of school fees, calling on the government to take action. Schools across the state reopened on the 3rd February this year, but many families say they are struggling to afford the fees required to keep their children in education. Eva Bernard, a resident of Yambio County, said that the financial burden is overwhelming for parents, particularly those with multiple children. Francisca Poni, a police officer and mother, revealed that she has not received her salary for 15th month, leaving her unable to pay school fees. She urged the government to engage with private schools to reduce costs. The National Coordination Committee for the East African Community in South Sudan has formed a new committee to oversee cross-border trade in pre-packed food products and cosmetics. The initiative aims to enhance the quality and safety of goods traded within the region. Ramadan Mfwami, a senior standards officer at the East African Community Secretariat, said on Friday last week that the committee will facilitate the implementation of the East African Community's frameworks for cross-border trade in pre-packed goods. Mr. Mfwami emphasized that the establishment of the committee in South Sudan will create new opportunities for the country to strengthen its struggling economy. In her closing remarks, Gloria Nyoka, Executive Director of the South Sudan National Bureau of Standards, stressed the importance of harmonizing standards to align with the African Continental Free Trade Area. She reiterated her commitment to implementing the resolution and plans agreed upon during the meeting, ensuring the quality, safety, and regulatory harmonization of goods in South Sudan. You are listening to Favour English News. For South Sudan's People's Defense Forces officers were killed in clashes with armed civilians in Nasir County, in Nasir Town, Upper Nile State, according to SSPDF spokesperson Major General Leroy Kwang. A county commissioner reported 10 civilians' injuries were as a result of the fighting. The clashes began Friday afternoon last week and reportedly resumed Saturday morning. Major General Rule said on Saturday that the fighting broke out after an attack near the SSPDF barracks. He accused the SPLMIO, led by First Vice President Machar, of initiating the ongoing incidents in Nasir County and called for mutual respect between the parties. Nasir County Commissioner Gatluak Leo Tiep described the situation as precarious. He urged the SSPDF leadership to respect civilians and express concerns that the situation remains unpredictable. Ter Manyang, a civil society activist and executive director of the Center for Peace and Advocacy, called for restraint. Regionally, Rwandan-backed M23 rebels have entered Bukavu, the second largest city in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, seizing the regional governor's office. Some people lined on the street to clap and cheer the fighters as they marched and drove into the city center without resistance. It is the second city after Goma to fall to the rebels in the mineral-rich region in the past few weeks. The Congolese government has acknowledged its fall and urged residents to stay at home to avoid being targeted by the occupying forces. The UN and European countries have warned that the latest offensive, which has seen hundreds of thousands of people forced from their homes, could spark a wider regional war. The provincial governor, Jane Jacques Porosi Sadiki, confirmed that the fighters were in Bukavu city center by Sunday morning, adding that Congolese troops had withdrawn to avoid urban fighting. This left a security vacuum in the city on Saturday, with chaotic scenes playing out, including a reported prison break from the central prison. The United Nations World Food Programme said a warehouse with nearly 7,000 tons of food was looted. The city of around 2 million people on the southern tip of the Lake Kivu borders Rwanda and is an important transit point for the local mineral trade. Its fall represents an unprecedented expansion of the territory for the M23 since their latest insurgency started in late 2021 and is a blow to the government of President Felix Tshisekedi. Government spokesperson Patrick Moyaya said Rwanda was violating DR Congo's territorial integrity through expansion, ambitions, and human rights abuses. Lastly, in world news, Mohsin Hendricks, a pioneering figure dubbed the world's first openly gay imam, has been shot dead in South Africa. The 57-year-old cleric ran a mosque in Cape Town intended as a safe haven for gay and other marginalized Muslims. He was killed on Saturday morning after the car in which he was traveling near the southern city of Cobrea was ambushed. News of Hendrik's death has sent shocked waves through the LGBT plus community and beyond, prompting an outpouring of tributes from across the globe. Julia Ehert, Executive Director at the International Lesbians, Gay, Bisexual, Trans and Transgender Association, called on the authorities to thoroughly investigate. She said, I quote, "What we fear may be a hate crime." Hendricks was killed after he had reportedly officiated at a lesbian's wedding, though this has not been officially confirmed. The details of the attack emerged through security footage that was shared on social media. It shows a car pulling up and blocking the vehicle in which Hendricks was traveling as it was pulling away from the curb. According to the police, the imam was in the back seat. The angle of CCTV footage reveals what happened from one side of the road. An assailant jumps out of a car, runs to the ambushed vehicles and shoots repeatedly through the back's passengers' windows. With this, our dear listeners, we have come to the end. But to end, here is the recap of the headlines. Concern over emergence of new Juba Nimule checkpoints. East Africa Community launches a trade watchdog for South Sudan. And lastly, second DR Congo city falls to M23 rebels. Bible verse is taken from Zechariah chapter 3 verse 17, and it says, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." The end of DNA News. Thank you for listening and stay tuned.